Hi, my name is Jenny Gable, and I'm the principal at Nixon Elementary School, and I have the honor and privilege of talking you through our new and exciting endeavor called personalized learning. And basically, these are the changes that you're going to notice as a parent and that your child is going to notice at school in the way that we teach and learn here at Nixon. This is a pretty traditional classroom setup for any building. Because of our large kindergarten enrollment, we had to create a third section of kindergarten, which would have left us traditionally with a 3-4 combo. What you're looking at here is how we typically would teach math and reading here at Nixon. We are a blended learning school, so some of our instruction and some of the adaptive software we use help to get students the access they need to standards above grade level, below grade level, and right on grade level. Every child has small group instruction with the teacher as well as whole group instruction. In the new model of learning, we'll still have 3 kindergarten and 2 first grade classrooms, but instead of second, third, fourth, and fifth grade in a traditional setting or a 3-4 combo, we're going to be creating multi-age teams. So we'll have a green team and a gold team, and your child will fit into one of those teams. These teams are going to have homerooms, and each homeroom is going to be multi-aged, which means that each homeroom teacher is going to have second, third, fourth, and fifth graders in their room at the beginning of the day. So about 20 minutes in the beginning of the day when students come in, where they make their lunch choice and they start their day in classrooms. And then when students go through their learning, they'll be with multi-age peers, but it won't be the whole gamut of second through fifth grade. They will go to lunch and recess with multi-age peers. So the green team, all second through fifth graders will go to lunch at one time, and then the gold team will go at a different time. But specials like gym, art, and music will still happen with same age level peers. So in gym class, you're not going to have second graders and fifth graders doing gym at the same time because they have vastly different needs. But for the start of the day and for recess and lunch, there'll be multi-age peers at lunch and recess and the start of the day. Instruction is going to look very different as well. In a traditional setting, we'd spend 30 minutes teaching all 25 third graders third grade material, whether or not they needed it, whether it was too hard or too easy or just right. Now we're going to be pre-assessing our learners to determine what grade level standards they actually need and start them there. So if I'm a third grader and I am above grade level, I get to start right away at fourth grade level learning. If I'm a third grader and I need some more second grade level holes filled in, I'll start with some of that second grade level work and then move my way into third grade learning. Learners will move between classrooms and receive instruction from a variety of facilitators. So your child would not necessarily only have one teacher for the whole year. They could potentially have 2, 3, 4, 5 teachers maybe helping them to be the best learner and reader they can be. They'll still receive small group instruction and they'll still have independent work time on the skills and standards they need. But the difference here is that students will receive personalized instruction with the potential of multi-age peers. So depending on where students test out, they may be in a small group with students a little older or a little younger than them. They'll continue to learn through a blended format for reading, as we've done the last 2 years. And in math, it's very similar. We're going to pre-test students in math. We're going to figure out where they need to start learning, and we're going to progress them through their learning at their own pace. So instead of spending 6 weeks on a topic, we're going to allow students to spend as much or little time as they need to master skills. So traditionally, if I would have been above grade level, I might have had to sit for 6 weeks on the same skills, and I might have already had those all mastered before the 6 weeks began. Now I can pace through the learning that I need in a way that fits me best. They'll receive learning from a variety of coaches, and they'll still be with multi-age peers at the table with the teacher. But the best part is students will be in and out of those groups so much because it'll be based on what they need to be successful in school. This is a look at a typical day. Genius Hour is basically when students pick something they're interested in learning about, a topic they might be interested in, and they do some inquiry around that and present a report on that. So that's giving our students some real life skills on learning about things that interest them. With new learning come new names, and so no longer will our students be called students. We are now going to call them learners. So when you hear from the school and read communication, instead of seeing students, you can think students and know that there are learners. Teachers are no longer the holder of all learning. The learners are in charge of that now. So our teachers facilitate that learning through coaching supports. So instead of being called teachers, they're now called facilitators. And you can see here, we've taken away grade level stigma of second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and we've given our learners new names. And the reason for this is we want students to feel comfortable no matter what group they fall into, that they are getting the learning that they need at their level to be exactly what they need to be as readers and learners. These are the big highlights that you need to know as a parent. Your children are going to begin to own their learning in a completely new way. They will be responsible for goal setting. We're going to teach them how to self-monitor and how to reflect on their learning to know if they've actually learned what they set out to do. They're going to have a lot more choice and voice over how they learn and how they demonstrate their learning. They're going to be able to progress at their own pace of learning with coaching and guidance from the facilitators. And we'll continue to learn about those 16 habits of mind. And basically, those are just ways to overcome struggles when you're faced with those in learning in life. You also need to know that your children will be in a classroom with learners of a variety of ages. We'll spend the first 7 days of school really working in those two teams, green and gold, on community building, on relationship building, on becoming a team and being cohesive and supporting one another. I know bullying is a concern for some parents, and it is our absolute guarantee that we will teach students how to be a team and how to support one another regardless of age. You'll also have children learning from a variety of facilitators. So no longer will you just have one teacher talking with you at conferences, but you might have a variety of facilitators working with you at conference time. Most importantly, your children will engage in more collaboration, more creating, more critical thinking, and more communicating of their learning than they ever have in the past. Thank you so much for your support as we innovate here at Nixon. We are the first elementary building to pilot this in grades 2 through 5, and we believe that this is going to be best for all of our learners. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at this email address listed. I am glad to answer any questions or concerns you might have, and I look forward to hearing from you and to engage with your learners this fall.